Hey everyone, welcome to the accumulation data analysis for 22nd of April. So it was quite a good day for the small cap and mid cap investors. So we'll look at how the data played out and also how the indices did on this particular day, right? Let's get started. So the tensions have kind of come down. That is the reason you are seeing even on Friday, you saw a pretty decent, or let's say the FIs have at least stopped selling, which is a good thing after selling almost 20,000 crores worth of stocks in 5 trading sessions. On Friday, it was more like a 120 kind of buy number for them, right? So after selling so much, finally they are kind of halting it, and that is the reason we saw a pretty decent up move in the all the indices today, right? So let's get started with the Nifty analysis. We'll see how the Nifty data is pointing at. So what is happening is now that the tensions have kind of eased, right? So the large cap accumulation isn't that great, I would say, if you compare it to the last many days. But then whatever accumulation they had to do, that is already done. So chances are it can just keep moving higher from these levels, considering we are at the bottom of the parallel channel as well. But the data isn't that strong as it was like a few days ago in the large caps, right? So if you look at the chart, so if the chart, we are actually kind of moving up, but today's candle is more of a neutral. We call it a doji, right? So whenever such a candle is formed, like it is like a neutral one, half and half, right? 50-50. The bulls are strong, even the bears are strong. But since the lower wick is kind of longer than the upper one, you can say that okay, the bulls are pretty strong here, right? And if you look at the indices, which ones did really well, so it was the Nifty consumers, that index was up 2.4%, followed by pharma index, which was up 1.3%, right? So these were the best performing indices today. And looking at Nifty, I feel since it is very close to the bottom of the parallel channel, right? Maybe a 1 or 2 day kind of a side move before we head higher to the top of the parallel channel, right? So this is the view on Nifty. It should continue moving higher. Now coming to Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty, after touching that almost the lower part of the parallel channel, it has started moving higher. But today's candle is not such a great one, right? So on the top half you have a red body followed by a wick which is of equal size. So we opened gap up, but then kind of bears took over, and even in the end the bulls were unable to push it higher than the previous the opening, right? So in that case a slight negative, I would say, for the banks, because we didn't close higher than the opening price. Nonetheless, the tomorrow's candle will give us a confirmation as to what is happening there. Now moving on to the mid cap analysis, most of the retail investors are actually invested in the mid or the small caps directly. So this is of importance. So the mid caps actually showed a pretty decent spike in the accumulation, right? So like I was telling you, whenever the tension kind of ceases and all of that, and once the FIs come back to buy in the Nifty, or at least they stop their sell figure, right? What happens is usually the DIs start focusing on the mid and the small caps. So that is clearly visible from the accumulation data for the mid caps, that the data has improved over the last day, that is on Friday. And even if you look at the average, it is kind of quite well above the average as of now. So 40, if you take as the average, it is a little higher than the 40 number. So decent accumulation in the mid caps. If you look at the candle, so the candle was more of like a neutral candle and more of a spinning top after opening gap up, right? But in mid caps, like I was telling you even in the last video, that the accumulation is kind of quite stock specific. Probably the larger mid caps are not getting that much accumulation as of now. Probably it is now moving to the smaller mid caps, because those are easier to move as well for the big guys, right? So that is about the mid caps. Moving to the small cap analysis. So even the small cap saw a pretty decent bump up, right? uh, Probably around that average, I would say. So in small caps, it is quite stock or sector specific data that we are seeing there. And since it has improved over the last 3-4 days, right, the data is much better today. And even if you look at the candle is like very strong candle closing almost at the day's high, which shows that the bulls are in complete control, and we should move even higher from these levels. High chances that we in this up move we kind of take out the all-time high for the small cap index, which is around 16,700 or 16,680 thereabout, right? So now coming to the overall accumulation saw a decent, or let's say a very small uptick, but that is majorly because money is not again moving into the large cap. The large cap accumulation was quite subdued today, whereas the mid and the small cap accumulation improved. So net overall it is still quite positive. So for the coming sessions, I believe that the small and mid cap should do better than the large caps or even the bank nifty. So the larger companies should remain kind of sideways. Probably most of them would be coming out with their results as well. So result specific action would continue in the large caps, but mostly the focus would be on the mid and the small caps, which are supposed to come out with very good set of numbers. And once they are out, probably you will see spikes coming in those share prices of those particular companies, right? So still it's all good, and hopefully this week also should be good for the bulls. See you tomorrow in tomorrow's analysis. Thank you.